Have you ever noticed your oil pressure warning light coming on, or maybe your oil gauge fluctuating like crazy? It could be more than just a glitch, it might be a sign that your oil pressure sensor is failing. In today's video, we're going to break down the symptoms of a bad oil pressure sensor, why it's a critical part of your engine's health, and what you should do if you suspect yours is on the way out. If you are enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more tips on keeping your car running smoothly. The oil pressure sensor, or oil pressure sending unit, is a small but vital part of your car's engine system. It is located in the cylinder block near the oil filter or oil filter housing. Its primary job? Monitoring the oil pressure inside your engine and sending that information to your vehicle's ECU and dashboard gauge. When it works, you get accurate readings. But when it doesn't, it can give you false warnings, or worse, leave you unaware of a real issue with your engine's oil pressure. So, what are the signs that it's going bad? The most common ones are 1. Oil pressure warning light. Let's start with the first and most obvious symptom of a bad oil pressure sensor, the oil pressure warning light on your dashboard. If your oil pressure light comes on for no apparent reason and then disappears just as quickly, it's a clear indicator that your oil pressure sensor may be malfunctioning. The sensor might be sending erratic signals to the ECU, triggering the light when the oil pressure is actually fine. 2. Erratic oil pressure gauge readings. The second symptom is erratic oil pressure gauge readings. If you're seeing your oil pressure gauge needle jumping up and down like it's on a roller coaster, this could indicate that your oil pressure sensor is sending faulty readings. In some cases, the needle may drop to zero or spike to maximum pressure with no real correlation to the actual engine oil pressure. 3. Engine warning light. Next up, the engine warning light. Sometimes, a faulty oil pressure sensor won't just cause the oil pressure light to come on, it could trigger the check engine light as well. This happens because your car's ECU relies on the data from the oil pressure sensor to monitor engine health. When it senses something off, it could alert you by lighting up that dreaded check engine symbol. 4. The unusual engine noise. Another symptom of a bad oil pressure sensor can be unusual engine noise. Why? Because a faulty sensor might cause the engine to misinterpret the oil pressure data, leading to poor lubrication in some cases. If the engine isn't receiving the proper amount of oil, you might hear ticking, knocking, or grinding noises coming from the engine bay. Why you shouldn't ignore these symptoms. Now, you might be wondering, how serious can a bad oil pressure sensor be? The short answer is, pretty serious. While the sensor itself is relatively cheap and easy to replace, ignoring the symptoms it presents could lead to bigger problems. You see, oil pressure is vital for keeping your engine properly lubricated. Without enough pressure, metal components in your engine could grind together, leading to excessive wear, overheating, and, ultimately, engine failure.